All right, so Charli Orsini, welcome to the Untitled Athlete podcast. I am super happy to have you on and just really learn more about you and have you share your story because you've been through a lot and you've experienced a lot too. So I'm just excited to ask you some questions, get to know you a little bit better because I love your story. So we will get into it. But first off, I wanted you, for the audience who might not know who you are, would you be able to maybe introduce yourself and just kind of touch a little bit on your story?
Hi everyone, I'm Charli Orsini. I am originally from Sydney, Australia, currently in the US, pursuing my dreams. Just finished my collegiate career. I played at NC State as well as Tennessee, and hopefully this isn't the end of softball for me, and we'll be playing on an international stage as my goal.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Okay, and you just mentioned, right, you just kind of wrapped up your collegiate career. How does that, like, what kind of emotions are you feeling? Because again, like playing softball for so long, and then your goal is to get to college and play college softball, right? And so when you wrap up your senior year and it's like you feel like you're done with college, I feel like there's a lot of emotions that are kind of wrapped up into that. So what kind of things are you feeling right now about
Well,
that?
you're right. Like, yeah, everyone, like, when I would like post, like, oh, I'm done college, like, it's like, oh, you had an amazing 4 years. But when I think of it, I think the most emotional part for me is it wasn't just 4 years. It was
Yeah.
growing up and always watching you, watching other athletes. Like, I want to do that when I was younger. So for me, it wasn't just 4 years. It was a large chunk of my life that I dedicated to get to that point. So
Yeah.
it was random that it was crazy that it just finished on a random Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," like,
It's
I
crazy.
yeah, like, I've dedicated my whole life to this, and it's just ended on a random Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
But I think what makes it easier to swallow that it's done is I know that I still have softball to fall back onto. I
Right.
think the sad part is I can't make any more, like, softball TikToks about, like, on game day, and I was like, "No," but, I mean, I had an amazing time, amazing memories, so I'm trying to focus more on look at the amazing stuff I had as opposed to thinking like, "Oh, it's done," if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, no, totally. And I completely relate with you when it's like, okay, I'm like you finish your college career on like a random Wednesday or like a random Friday, right? And
Yeah,
then it's like, okay, now what? Like
yeah,
I feel like you grow up, like you were saying, you grow up and you're practicing and training and your whole life pretty much to get to that point, and then it's just over.
yep,
So it's a huge milestone. And for you specifically, like I followed you throughout your softball career, and I just love the way that you handled yourself and like the presence that you had on the field. And even as a teammate as well, like, you can just tell that everybody loves you, and that speaks volumes about the type of person that you are too. So it's I just want to say congratulations on a great athletic career and obviously collegiate career as well. So you should be very proud of what you've accomplished too. And it's not done. So,
no, not done.
okay, so we'll kind of get into some questions that I have for you. I just kind of want to touch on because you're from Australia, right? You grew up in Australia. And I kind of want to get to know a little bit more about, coming from Australia and going to first Tennessee and now NC State, right? So you're in America. It's like a whole culture shift for you. So what was that kind of like for you? And like, especially leaving your family and friends. I think it's like a 17-hour flight, right? Or something like that. So that experience for you is probably just wild and a little bit like overwhelming because you're not close to your family anymore, right? So what was that emotionally kind of like for you to be, in college playing softball, being so far away from your family at times?
Well, it was really challenging. For me, like, softball was the thing my mum and I did together, and she's my pitching coach, and it was like that thing we always did together.
Yeah.
But I knew from, like, when I was younger, I always wanted to push myself and go beyond what I knew I was capable of in Australia. bit of like backstory, softball's nowhere near as popular. There's no like designated like, oh, here's a softball store. It's no one really plays it. Like, it's very small on the radar compared to other sports, as well as compared to in America. So I always knew I wanted to play overseas and have the opportunity to play on the biggest stage, get my degree, like experience what it's like to play softball at an elite level. But with that comes challenges of, I was 18 when I moved out of home. I learned independence of, oh, well, here's like bills you have to pay. And not many 18-year-olds in Australia, let alone in America, I feel are facing that challenge of at such a young age moving out of home. The quickest you can get home is 24 hours. So no, that flight was horrendous because I was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, I've just packed up my life. My whole life is in 2 suitcases.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. But it was worth it. I think the most challenging part was like after a game, like we would walk out of the dugout and they'd have like family there. And knowing like I never would have family there unless they came to visit. But then again, like I had made friends and family in America through teammates that made it easier to move away from home.
Right. Wow, that's so insane. Was your mom able to visit like pretty often, or what was that kind of like for you?
Well, I wanted to not practice, but I wanted to get used to living by myself before I went to Tennessee. So I played a summer of travel ball. So that made it easier. I got all like the nerves and the kind of icky feelings out before I got to Tennessee. So I played the summer for the Thunderbolts, and then my parents came over to watch the PGF. So I saw them then, and then they make an effort to come out once a year towards the end. So it was nice to see them a little bit.
Yeah, wow, it's incredible, really. I mean, like it's a whole shift for you and for you to succeed. And, I feel like there's so much growth that probably happened as well that, you didn't really see until you were done with collegiate softball, right? So I think that's so cool. It's really incredible. So, and I don't want to talk too much about that because I know, it's a whole experience that you went through. But I do kind of want to just hear, like, I mean, again, for like the recruiting process as well and being in Australia, like that must have been a little bit, I wouldn't say difficult, but probably harder for you to contact coaches overseas, right? And get noticed. And I think like it's really a crazy story. So can you talk to me a little bit more about like how that process made you feel? And like I feel like just not an easy thing to go through. So what was that kind of like for you?
It was crazy in itself. We didn't really know how it would work or the process because it hadn't really been done. I think kind of the only person who'd done it before me was Gabby Plain. So it was kind of new territory for a lot of people. But I came over to play in the US in 2019 and I was like, yep, this is for me. But you know what came after 2019? 2020. So COVID happened, which threw a spanner in the works because then I wasn't able to, come over and play tournaments, or I wasn't able to go over and go on visits, or, coaches couldn't come and see me. So that was another challenge. And then everyone got a COVID year, so the rosters were even more full. So, I just went through, emailed a lot of coaches, kind of got the same response. Sorry, our roster's full, or sorry, I'm not able to commit. Like, I've never seen you play. Okay. And then Ralph Weekly emailed me back and said, oh my gosh, I love Australians. I'd love to set up a call. And it went from there. So, had a little hope, and then Ralph came through and it went from there. So I actually never stepped foot on campus, never stepped foot in the state of Tennessee until I moved in my dorms for my freshman year.
Wow, that's insane. That's crazy. I can't even like fathom what that was like. But it's probably like exciting because obviously never stepping on canvas is a little bit like overwhelming in a way, but I think it's such a unique experience that you went through. And it to me, like I see the perspective of other softball players in Australia or overseas, it's like you are living proof that that's possible for them,
Mhm.
so I think it's truly just incredible, not only like your whole collegiate career, but also like your recruiting process as well. It really, like, again, speaks volumes of the type of person that you are, and the success that you got out of it as well. So it's really, really cool, so unique. It's insane.
Definitely one of a kind in that aspect.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit forward, and I want to talk about ASL with you.
Mhm.
And I think it's so, again, unique and so amazing how, being from Australia, when being in the time of NIL and athletes that are earning money that were in America, right? That was something that you couldn't do, right? Being from Australia. So and this is how we kind of got connected as well. I saw you on the news and getting
Yeah.
interviewed about ASL, and turning the NIL objective of like, okay, you can't technically make money, right? But you're going to turn it into spreading awareness about ASL and the deaf community, right? So I thought that was so incredible. And I just want to learn a little bit more about like how you got introduced to ASL, and like what was your first experience with that? And like, just can you just describe to me a little bit more about like how you got connected with ASL in the first place?
Well, it started my freshman year when my advisor told me I needed international experience, which I laughed at because I'm like, I'm actually just an international student.
Yeah.
So they enrolled me in intermediate Russian.
Okay.
But sorry, I don't know an ounce of Russian, didn't know
Yeah.
anything. And I spoke to my softball advisor and I was like, I want to do something that's more tailored to what my career is, what I want to, achieve later in my life, set
Yeah.
aside from softball. So I want to be a speech language pathologist. And a lot of the time you'd use different modes of communication and
Yeah.
language to help your patients, communicate. So
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's give sign language a crack. I started doing courses in Australian Sign Language, but they don't offer that in America. So I did ASL and I loved it. Straight away, my professor Ethan was amazing. He opened my eyes to the amazing, like, just learning that, like, it makes me sad now that I've learned about it, how limited their world can be and how learning this language opens like their eyes and perspective to everything, like even just announcements at an airport, like deaf people aren't able to hear. So for
Right.
me, learning sign language opened perspectives and doors for me, and I just
Yeah.
felt in my heart like I want to do something. Like, I know I can't do anything with my NIL, but how can
Mhm.
this negative into a positive? So this company reached out, hey Charli, we'd love to make t-shirts to sell. And I told them, like, oh, like, I'm unable to earn money, can I donate it? And they were like, that's awesome, we want to get through that. It went from meeting with like their recruiting people to meeting the CEO of the company. He was
Wow.
all for it. So we sat down and made some t-shirts, and you know the inside, everything said all proceeds get donated to Tennessee School for the Deaf, which part of my class curriculum was I had to go to the school and interact with the students there to practice my sign skills, and as also like involve myself in the community. So I knew straight away that's where I wanted the money to go.
That's awesome.
And once I kind of put out there, like, this is what's happening, it gained a lot of traction. And it was really cool seeing, like, looking up in the stands and seeing my shirt, knowing that, like, it's making a difference in not only my life, as it opened my eyes and perspective to the opportunities I have to,
Yeah.
but also knowing that I donated it to the school program, the athletic department at Tennessee School for the Deaf, and just getting letters back from the school like, "Hey, Charli, I'm so grateful. Like, we just got new basketballs for the team, or we just got new volleyballs." It just
Wow.
made me heart so happy knowing that, like, I was part of a leadership program at Tennessee called Vol Leaders, and it's
Okay.
all sport for a change. Using sport to create leaders and provide opportunities to other students and other people to connect us all together. And then the opportunity, my shirts kept selling, and they were like, "Wow, like you're selling the most out of like anyone." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." So we designed a jersey where the back of the last name is spelled
Yes.
in sign language.
Yes, I saw that.
Saw it. My mom wore it at the World Series, and just it started a conversation like, "Oh, what is that?" And then it went into another thing of like, "Oh, well, my daughter is selling T-shirts, and the proceeds go to School for the Deaf." So it was just awesome how I wasn't able to like looking at my teammates, like they were making money and they were selling stuff for themselves. And I just being able to flip it, mom always says, turn the red light into a green light.
Yep.
And it was the best thing ever. I love it. And I got in the news for it, which is awesome.
So it's really so incredible. And again, that's why I reached out to you, because when I saw it, I thought, like you were saying, turn a red light into a green light. And I think, that's something that you're passionate about. And that's something that you want to do after softball as well, So for you to go, take an inch into a mile and, give back and continue just to, just help the deaf community in that way. And that's something from your perspective too. It's like we don't realize, what it's like on the other side, especially when you're playing softball, right? So I think, just seeing the inclusion that you have made for the community, it's really incredible. And I think it's so special. And I just want to thank you for all that, because it's really, really awesome, turning your NIL limitations into something to give back and to donate, and, especially just help the deaf community in that way. And, it's really, really awesome. So thank you for doing that and for sharing the story as well. Seriously, it's really, really awesome. So I just wanted to get to know a little bit more. And so with ASL as well, and that's something that you knew from like day one when you went into college. That's something that you want to do after softball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, like what's the future Charli want to do with ASL? Like what tell me your goals with that.
Well, it obviously links back to my career. So when I head back to Sydney, I'm going to be getting my master's in speech pathology. So I want to be able to use my platform of inclusivity through sign language. Hopefully now double it up and learn Australian Sign Language, but then using that to help families communicate with children and having that as a second mode of communication. I just think it's awesome. Like, I think it's such an underlooked tool, and I think if people just learn a little bit, it's going to go miles and make a difference in a lot of people's lives.
100%. And I did see too, as well as everything that you've been doing with ASL and the deaf community, with some of the posts that I saw, is that you were the one that wanted to have the comments on every, or captions on every video of Tennessee softball, right? Or anything that they posted, it had to have captions, which I think is, again, incredible. And it's just like the small changes that you made went a huge way and made a huge impact,
Well,
so I
it
think
started
that's
because my professors would come to our games
okay.
and they would have like professor day at practice, and then they just liked softball because they were like, "Oh, that's my student." And they went to the games, and the next day in class they were like, we didn't know what was happening. Like, there was no on the billboard, like we didn't on the scoreboard, sorry. There was no captions, there was nothing. So now when you go to the games, you'll notice that every single thing that's put on the scoreboard has closed captions on it.
Wow.
So
It's incredible, seriously. And just like you were saying, like that small change just made a huge difference for them because they can actually understand like what's going on and things like that. So that's amazing. I love it. I love it. Um, okay, incredible. I'm gonna ask you just a couple different rapid fire questions to get to know you a little bit more. So I have to know, what was your favorite game day snack?
I love fruit snacks. They're my favorite. Or applesauce. The
Yeah,
two.
okay. Okay. I love it. I was more of like a peanut butter jelly type of girl, like just a quick PB&J and I'm
Yeah,
good to go. I should have tried applesauce. That would have been a good move.
they're my favorite. Because I'm gluten free, so I feel like I can't eat anything.
Oh, okay. Was it the like the squeezable applesauce, the little
Yeah.
packets? Fire. I love that. Okay. Favorite Australian food people in the US need to try.
I think a birthday party isn't complete unless you have fairy bread. So fairy bread is bread with a layer of butter and hundreds and thousands sprinkled on top.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds so good. Okay, fairy bread. Okay. Favorite overall softball memory. And that could be from anything, from travel ball, from college softball, whatever. It's kind of a
Um,
hard question.
I feel like that's such a hard question because I've been playing, I feel like a dinosaur for forever. The one that sticks out the most is we were playing Florida at Tennessee, and I
Okay.
got the opportunity to pitch. I think we were losing like by 8 runs, like about to be run rule, and
Okay.
then we came back to win,
Wow.
and it was it was crazy. It was a school night too, and I was like, how am I supposed to go to class the next day? But I also would think when I was like 15 or 16, I was playing at the 17 national tournament, and I
Okay.
got the last out of the national championship. And it was my first
That's
like
cool.
big win that I had, and it
That's
was just
awesome.
awesome. My catcher Riley, we gave each other the biggest hug when I caught that out. So that was pretty awesome too.
That's so cool. I love it. I do have a question. Do you remember like the latest that you played in college? Because when I was playing at UCLA, the latest game that we had was I think we finished at like 1 a.m. in the morning. And it was like the Mary Nutter tournament. So like
Oh
fall ball type of stuff.
yeah.
But I remember it was like 1 a.m. and we got back at like 2. And I always like to ask, like, do you remember the latest that you've ever ended a softball game?
Maybe like 10 o'clock. It's not too
Yeah.
bad. Eastern time, I feel like they always, because the TV, like they always put it kind of not
Yeah.
too late. I hate a 7 p.m. start though, because I eat
Me
dinner like a
too.
grandma early. But this past season, I mean, it's not really a game, but we played Stanford, so I didn't get back to my apartment till 10:30 the next day in the
Okay.
morning. So that
Jeez.
sucks.
Yeah, that's not fun. That is not fun at all. Okay, what was your favorite walkout song that you had?
Okay, so I only had one the whole
Oh, the
time,
whole time?
and it
Wow.
was Down Under by Men at Work, and it was the remix. I feel like I had to.
Okay.
Everyone
I've
was like,
never
"You
heard
have
it.
to." So it's a good one. It was my trusty dusty all 4 years.
That's awesome. That says something about keeping a song for 4 years. That's an accomplishment in
Yeah,
itself. I feel like I change mine every like month, I feel like. Okay. What is one word your teammates would use to describe you?
fun,
Fun. I agree. I agree.
fun.
Okay. Dream vacation. Where would it be?
Oh my gosh, can I say everywhere?
I feel like you love to travel, right?
Yes,
Okay. Well, let's do this. What has been your favorite place that you traveled to so far?
Brazil. That was awesome. It was the culture, the people. Just I loved Brazil. It was so fun.
Yeah. How was what was the type of food that was there that you really liked?
Um, well, we went to a Brazilian steakhouse. It was
Okay.
really nice, but language barrier. so this guy, like, they walk around, and I had my cards still facing up because I wanted to try everything. So he put like 50 chicken hearts on my plate, and I was chicken hearts. I couldn't do it, but like all the people I went with were like wanting to try it. So then I flipped that card over so quick. I couldn't do it anymore. No offense, anyone who likes chicken hearts, but
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know if I could do that one at all. That's
But the
um,
acai in Brazil
the
is
what?
next. Acai,
Oh, okay. It was good.
oh, it was
Okay.
good.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard good things about Brazil. I've never been, but I've heard it's awesome. Okay, last one. If you weren't playing softball, what would you be doing?
I would be a professional pickleball player. Pickleball is so fun. I'm not even good at it, but it's fun.
It is, they have like professional pickleball leagues now, and it's
Now that
like,
I'm done, maybe I should start that.
I mean, why not? I think that would be great, 100%. Okay, I have one more segment for us. I always like to ask this question just to get to know you a little bit better, and show the audience as well. So I have just a couple more questions. I kind of want to know, again, because you've experienced so much in the journey of softball in general, and I kind of want to know just how you think softball has shaped you personally as a person. And again, that's a big question, but again, like we're talking about, you go through your whole life playing softball, starting as a little kid. So how do you think softball shaped you?
That's a good one. I mean, softball, it's like everything. Like, it's taught me hard work. It's taught me how to deal with, challenges. It's taught me how to deal with grief and loss. It's taught me how to celebrate. I'll never be late in my life. I'll never be late. But it's helped shape me to who I am. It's helped me, the opportunities and the places it's taken me. Like, I never ever in my life, when I first picked up my glove when I was little, like, I still remember it. I never would have thought I would have moved out of home at 18 and taught how to be independent. I never would have thought that I would have had to deal with the, like, sadness that comes with it. I never would have thought I would be able to experience the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. But with
Yeah.
that, it's taught me to be the person I am today. And there's so many lessons, like, beyond the field that I've learned, that I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, no, you're so right. You're so right. And I feel like, again, like we go through, especially college softball, like it's a whole other beast in a way, like it really shapes you, and kind of like just, I guess, your identity in a way, because, you're taught so many things and you're around your teammates for so long and you learn so much. So I always like to ask that question because it makes you think too, like, especially with yourself being done with collegiate softball, you kind of get to look back and be like, wow, it's like really shaped me as a person, so it's really crazy to think about. That's for sure. And I will never be late as well, ever.
Yeah, no, it's not 15 minutes early, you're late.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I have one more. So what would younger Charli think if she could see your journey now?
Well, it's no secret. I used to have a pink glove, and then my next glove was red. So she would think I'm the coolest person ever. The fact that I have a cheetah print glove, I wear glitter headbands.
Yes.
She would think it's awesome, and probably wouldn't believe the places it's taken me and the opportunities it's given me. Like, heck, I haven't traveled to a country like, without a softball with me, because
Yeah.
that's where it's taken me. I think she'd think it's so cool, and she'd love all the free stuff because I love it. She would think it's so cool, the amazing opportunities it's given her.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I want to know more about the cheetah print glove. And I will pop up some pictures and maybe some videos of you having the glove. But where did that style kind of come from?
So it was kind of like a tribute to my mom. Like she loves cheetah print. We joke around because all she wears, like her pajamas are leopard print, her clothes are leopard print. Like we're like, oh, mom just got back from the safari. Like, but I love it too. And when I saw it was an option, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, that's the one I want. So just kind of a tribute to my mom, but also I love it because it's fun. And then I
Yeah.
feel like I've made like in a weird way like more friends when I played football because I'd be in the bullpen and the team that we're playing is like, oh my gosh, you're the leopard print girl. And I'm like, that's me. So I just want to be fun and different and express my personality on and off the field.
Yeah, and you said that you were the OG one with the first leopard print glove, and I
Was
agree. I agree.
I
And there's
was.
evidence. There's
There's
evidence.
evidence. Check them timestamps. That was me because when I stepped out on that Clearwater opening tournament,
Yeah,
commentators were like, "What is that? I've never seen it in my life." And now it's Leopard Girl.
exactly. I love it. I love it. It's crazy because when I was playing, which I feel like you said that you feel like a dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur. And when we were playing, it was like you had these color schemes to pick from, and that
Yeah,
was it. Like you couldn't do anything outside of the box. And now like seeing just again like NIL is kind of changing the world. And I feel like it's so great for you guys because again, like let's say it's Marucci, right? Marucci
yeah,
sees that like, oh my gosh, like let's do something, so it's just so great that I feel like you guys can actually express yourselves and be you and wear earrings and wear the glitter
yeah,
headbands and do things that express who you are. And I think it's so great and it's changing the world and I love it for you guys. So
yeah.
um and if I was playing you, I would definitely comment on your glove because I love it so
I
much.
know. Shout out Coach Lindsay because when I went on my visit and she was like, okay, like now to make your glove, I was like, I've always had like, you have the same glove as everyone else. So I was like, oh, like what, like just tell me and I'll like put it in. She was like, no, you have creative freedom. So I know like I have a leopard. Maya had a leopard one. Bailey had some leopard as well, like little like bits. And
Okay.
like Lindsay's one is like a tattoo, like it's meant to be like skin with like tattoos on it. People have
That's amazing.
gloves. Like I just love it. She gave us creative freedom to like kind of put ourselves out there too.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And again, it just like it shows who you are too. So I think that's great. I do have one more question. I know I already said I had only one more question for you, but I want to talk more about NC State, right, with you. And like how do you feel that NC State kind of shaped you as a softball player, as a person in general? Because I feel like even throughout the season I would watch you and it seemed like you're having so much fun and being with all the teammates and obviously the coaching staff is incredible over there. But could you talk to me a little bit more about like how you enjoyed your time at NC State as well?
I loved my time at NC State, although it was short. I think it was really influential on me as a player. Um, I made some amazing friends, and I went through a little bit of a patch where I didn't know if I wanted to play softball anymore or I didn't enjoy it. And I kind of just was going through the motions, didn't want to go to practice anymore. So I was kind of in a little bit of a phase where I was like, I don't know if softball's for me. So then, gave softball one more little crack, college softball one crack. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to go to NC State. I feel like I fell back in love with the game. And, I feel like it was evident when you'd watch me play, like the best compliment I get is you're so fun to watch, which would make me smile, especially knowing how I felt about the game a year ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, so, people would be like, oh, you're so dramatic when you play, or why you, and it's like, I don't even care what people think because I know that in here, like I'm playing like I'm 10 years old again. I'm having fun. So I'm
Yeah.
so thankful for my time at NC State, where I was able to kind of go on this journey of rediscovering who I am just within the game. And my teammates,
Awesome.
so thankful for having supportive teammates who allowed me to be myself, and every day coming knowing we're going to have fun. Like, it didn't even feel like we were at practice, because I knew that with the 19 other people there, like, we were just having fun. It felt like
That's That's so cool. I had no idea. And again, like, you would never know because of the
Yeah.
way that you played there, right? And I feel like as softball players, we kind of go through things like that because again, we've been playing so long and again, you've experienced so much. So, I'm so happy that you enjoyed your time there and that you fell back in love with the game because it's just a game. It should be fun. You should be enjoying playing with your teammates. And I feel like when you play at such an elite level, you put so much pressure on yourself, and that makes the joy of the game kind of fade a little bit, right?
Yes.
So I'm really, really happy that you found the joy. And, again, just watching you and obviously, like, I watched a video on you about like your teammates saying how much they love you, and you're such an energetic person in the dugout and a great player and a great teammate. So to me, that just speaks about the character that you have. So again, just making a huge impact on and off the field. So I've really enjoyed our conversation today, and I appreciate you sharing everything and sharing your story and just being super vulnerable with us. So I really, really appreciate it. And I just want to thank you for your time. And that's a wrap of Untitled Athlete here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course.